G'day guys and welcome back. Now when I first started this channel, there was one channel I decided I never wanted to touch. Never wanted to go near it. But over on Discord, which if you haven't joined you totally should, link is below, I got peer pressured. Well, I got bullied. They were very mean about it. The patrons, the other users on there, they all bullied me to do this channel. I never wanted to. Channels like Cool Hard Logic and Sir Sick, they've done far better than I ever could. And I recommend watching their videos on it too because they're hilarious, to be honest. But since I've caved, we're going to look at one of the biggest, possibly the biggest, woo peddler on YouTube. With over 1 million subscribers, been in the business for 11 years. I speak, of course, of spirit science. Today, we're going to do their very first video. Enjoy. As I said, this is their very first video. I'm not expecting much. I'm expecting a lot of woo. But hopefully it'll be entertaining. Well, it's going to be entertaining for you anyway because you get to see me suffer. What the hell is wrong with you? Get a life or something. Alright, let's begin.
Know ye not that ye are gods? Better get some popcorn ready. This one's gonna be pretty long.
Oh no. Oh, I forgot the patch man. Well, I didn't forget the patch man. I tried to erase him from my memory. Popcorn. Long. Look. I'll do this for as long as I possibly can. I might stop halfway through. We might make it all the way to the end. It depends how batshit crazy it is.
What we're going to be talking about today is something that will be very important in the next few lessons. The topic is male and female energy. From there, we'll be talking about left brain and right brain, then the new children, and bring it full circle. Ready?
Then they'll do Whoa. Well, we're keeping this family friendly here. We're not doing any nonce stuff. Let's just see how this pans out. But male and female energy. I really hope he's going to describe what energy is to begin with. I don't think it is what he thinks it is. If it's a he, blue, I'm guessing it's a guy.
Deep breath.
Wait. Lesson 4? This is their first video on the website, on YouTube. What? Did they just start at lesson 4 to make it seem like there's, more to it? This is bizarre. Okay, anyway, doesn't matter.
A few weeks ago, we touched upon chakras and how they're at the source of what's affecting your internal systems.
Chakras, internal systems. What? See, this is where we need to have episodes 1, 2, and 3. I don't know where they are. I couldn't see any episodes 1, 2, and 3. This was the first one. Anyway.
What we didn't talk about was the energy flowing within them. Now, there's lots of kinds of energy through and around all of us, and that'll be a future topic later on.
Oh no. It's the Force, isn't it? And chakras, that's just code for midichlorians, isn't it? Oh no. This is someone who's decided to take Star Wars literally. Well, I mean, that's kind of cool, but okay.
Today, I want to talk about two specific energies that can be expressed through this image. The energy that flows here is male and female energy. Male energy is focused, and female energy is creative and random.
Whoa. That's, where are you getting this from? Like, I like to think I'm creative and random. Are you saying I'm female energy? Because I got that that big dick energy going on, and I'm pretty focused most of the time. So, okay, we'll let him explain it. It might make sense. Look, we both know it's not going to make any sense. Alright. That's why you're watching this.
Neither of them is greater nor weaker than the other, and both can be extremely powerful when fully manifested. Female energy is the land of unbridled possibilities, creative potential, and affecting the universe from within.
Well, you think you can affect the universe? No. Nothing you do matters. Ever. Nothing you could ever think to do is ever going to matter. You exist just purely to exist. You can't affect the universe at all. Anyway, moving on.
Focused male energy takes direct roads from point A to point B. This energy can be as strong as a tank, accomplishing tasks and going where it needs to go with precision and without distraction. The important thing to know about this energy isn't how they move. I'm going to use some super basic sacred geometry to demonstrate this. This is the Fibonacci Spiral. We're going to be talking a lot more about it when we dive into the topic. For now, all you have to know is that it starts at 1 and flows outward forever in a very specific way, and is present in all life everywhere.
No, it's not present anywhere. It's just coincidence that these things look similar. They're not the same. Look. This is a TV remote. It controls the TV that I'm watching this on. This is a phone. They kind of look a bit similar. Well, sure, the remote's longer, but it looks similar. And you know, if I get my phone and I go da 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 da, if I go to, I don't even remember how to use a phone like a phone these days. And I go to the phone, I go, okay, look, it's got numbers on it. That's got numbers on it, and it's larger, so it's more phone-like than my phone. A TV remote is a phone. We've been lied to this whole time. Oh my god. No, that's not how the world works. It's not how the universe works. You're just seeing things that look similar and saying they're the same. That's not how reality works at all. Moving on.
As male energy flows through the spiral, it goes from base point to point, from here to here, to here to here. It doesn't curve, it just goes straight where it needs to be. Female energy, however, would flow in the actual spiral. It would go around, going in and around outside all of the lines, but still getting to the same or similar results.
How do you come up with this?
This is a graphic representation of how it flows, but it also acts in the same way. From this understanding, you can see how we use these energies in our lives. It's the difference between driving straight to work and being on schedule all the time, and taking the scenic route because it's a more pleasant ride, even if it means being late.
No one does that. You're going to waste petrol for one, and everyone's all about the environment these days. You go the most direct route because it's the fastest way to get somewhere. You don't take the scenic route because it's the scenic route. You're going to work. No one cares.
It's baking a cake strictly by what it says in the cookbook, and putting it together with what just feels right. It's getting that promotion for working the hardest, and getting that promotion for coming up with the best ideas.
If you're being promoted for coming up with an idea rather than working hard, I think it's time to look for a new job. Your company really doesn't care about its employees in that case. They care about, oh, this one's a brilliant idea. No, companies don't function that way. They care about making profit. That's it. It's the way the world works. It's sad but true.
Here's a relatable example. It's the difference between Inception and Sucker Punch. Both about dreams, but one of them being the masculine story of professional men just doing their no-nonsense work, trying to get the job done, and the other being the feminine story that was creative and random and, according to many, didn't make much sense.
I've never seen Sucker Punch, so I don't really have a dog in this fight. Inception was a pretty mediocre movie. I mean, let's continue, hopefully with no more interruptions.
Both male and female energy, like the chakras, have their own traits. Male energy is linear, analytical, strategic, and practical. However, when male energy is constricted, it is very blundering and confrontational, and what tends to occur is not seeing all sides of a situation.
Where are you pulling this from? Where do you get this information? Where is this energy created?
Or not being open to any other possibility other than the one being pursued. You can see a lot of that in today's society. Most commonly, we call it being closed-minded. Female energy, on the other hand, moves in curves. It does not stay inside the lines. It is creativity and movement and expression and emotion.
Again, where are you getting this from? Who's to say that this is the way things are? It's like you just reach right behind you and just female energy. Male energy. Yes, that was me pulling things out of my ass. You're welcome. And I have a very naughty cat at the moment.
It can do anything and go anywhere, but it has trouble sticking to schedule. If constricted, it can get out of its flow, running rampant between emotions and mood swings and ideas. The creativity could get jumbled and come out as an out-of-control mess.
So you're saying that women are out-of-control messes? Because they would obviously have the abundant female energy. This is dangerous territory. Very dangerous territory. I mean, granted, it was 11 years ago. And 11 years ago, YouTube was a playground. It was fine.
We don't have this widespread issue in today's society, and it has a lot to do with our brain hemispheres. We're going to look at that in a moment. One big difference between the two is that male energy looks at parts, and female energy looks at wholes.
I think you'll find that male energy looks more at holes. That's a completely different story. And how are you deducing this? Where are you coming up with these ideas? You just, again, pulling them out of your ass. It sounds good. It sounds like it all makes sense. But it's just nonsense. You're just making shit up.
Before I go on, I want to make this clear. Male and female energy has very little to do with sexual orientation. Like, it's in the mix, but it's not a fundamental part of the energy itself.
It's in the mix, but it's not a fundamental part. So what is it then? Like, you're just pulling shit out of your ass. You're making it up on the fly. Like, I don't even know if this is scripted. You can tell this isn't scripted. But if he scripts this, he's got a process where he just, this sounds good. This sounds like it makes sense. And people buy this shit. What the fuck?
For example, if you look at the shape of male and female bodies, men have straighter bodies, women have curvier bodies.
Okay, so this is where he's pulling it from, because men are straighter looking and women are curvier looking. I've seen some curvy men. I've seen some straight women. Sometimes you can't even tell these days. And the men and women's body shapes, they're very similar. Men aren't straight and women aren't curvy like you've marked out there. This is just being completely dishonest.
We'll probably come back to this in a lesson down the road.
I hope not.
Okay, brain hemispheres. We have two of them, and if you remember what you learned in grade 10 biology, this will be familiar. The left brain is the male energy side of the brain.
You know what? I was never taught that. And this is also been debunked a long time ago. It's something they used to think. No one thinks this way anymore. The brain is an intricate machine. It requires, crossing over of the two hemispheres. I'm not a neurosurgeon. And this is just dumb.
It is orderly, statistical, logical, and mathematical. It sees things in straight lines, rational and practical. The right brain is the female energy side of the brain. It is our creative side, a free spirit. It is passion and experience of taste and feeling, movement and art. As is the same with the energy, the left brain cannot make sense out of the right brain. You cannot put feelings and expressions within boxes. They must be felt to be truly experienced.
No, you can still give a computer feelings. I don't know where you'd want to, but you can. AIs can feel. They can express emotion. I mean, even some games, if you shoot someone's arm off, they will run around screaming like they feel pain. I'm guessing they're feeling pain, even though it's just an artificial construct. You know, so that's just wrong.
The right brain, too, cannot make sense about how the left brain understands things. Okay, so as a species, we are primarily left-brained. Well, incredibly left-brained. This basically means that, as a species, we essentially have a male energy imbalance. There is way too much of it. It is dominant and is constricting on the female side of the brain. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't a bad thing. In fact, it's kind of a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, it's because the whole brain side thing, it isn't real. It doesn't happen that way. People can just think logically and rationally, even though for some stupid reason, none of you seem to be able to do that. That's a whole different argument. One that will probably, lose me subscribers. I don't want to do that. So we'll continue on.
But we have to talk about some other things first. So, there's nothing wrong with our female energy. We're just not really using it to potential. Our male energy is really messed up, and that's why we're where we are right now. By where we are, I mean the economical, political, financial, religious, nuclear, dolphin and bee killing global war crisis.
And this is from 2010. He hasn't even known about COVID yet, and all the riots and shit that went on in 2020. Oh, wow. I wonder what he's talking about these days. That would be rather interesting. You're going to have to wait till I get up to that side, but we'll get there eventually, don't you worry.
After lesson 1, I touched upon how right now the world is a mess in a myriad of areas. A few people commented saying, well, study the financial crisis, and study the nuclear crisis, and study the political crisis. They're all completely separate issues. And this is how the male energy looks at parts.
Yeah, because they are separate issues. And the nuclear crisis, I mean, a nuclear meltdown, yes, it's a crisis, but that's not what's meant by nuclear crisis. They generally mean like nuclear weapons, and that still hasn't gone away even 11 years later. Financial crisis, well, just wait till 2020. And financial and economic crisis, they're the same thing. Political crisis. Just wait for that one. Just wait for the 2016 election and then the 2020 election. That is gold. Oh, look, I can't do this anymore. I'm gonna leave it there, and we'll talk in the outro, because this is a perfect high note to leave it on. As I said, that's a high note to leave it on, and it was perfectly timed. I think there was still another 4 minutes of that video, but it's spirit signs. I can't believe I'm saying this. I think I'd rather watch an Eric DeBay video. Now, spirit science are dishonest. Very much so. And they've suckered in millions of people. Allegedly. I mean, this is all my opinion. And what they say is absolute woo, and they've got Patreon supporters. So people are paying them to continue making this woo content. YouTube is still allowing it, even though it is absolute batshit. And us people of science, because apparently science is one entity now. I don't know how. We are a small voice. People watch other things for entertainment values. Yes, it's entertaining, and they'll likely have children watching it because, well, it's a cartoon, and children love cartoons. And he's got a happy voice, and it's all and people seem to like that, even though it's utter bullshit. This is how cults start. That's my opinion. It's all alleged. Don't sue me. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, a special thank you to Purple Haze, Caustic, and Letha for their support over on Patreon, as well as the other Patreon supporters. You know who you are. Thank you very much. And to you, dear viewer, thank you for watching and getting this far with me. If you did get this far, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, because they help with the algorithm, and, well, I could use all the help I can get. And until next time, people, remember, don't be a dick.